The Young and the Restless spoilers, full Monday, full the 25th of May, 2026. Welcome back to the channel, Y&R fam. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the madness of Genoa City. And boy, do we have a lot to unpack. Grab your coffee or your wine, because we need to talk. I cannot believe they did that. I seriously cannot even process what I just watched on my screen. And I am literally typing this up late at night because I need to get it out of my system before I explode. Are you kidding me right now? With Nick Newman. Because my heart is completely shattered into a million little pieces. I've been watching this show since 2010, and I have seen Nick go through absolute hell and back. We all have. We've seen him lose Cassie. We've seen him fight with Victor. We've seen the endless merry-go-round with Sharon and Phyllis. But this drug addiction storyline is easily one of the darkest, most agonizing things the writers have ever done to him. And I am so conflicted because half of me is screaming at the TV for them to stop torturing my guy, and the other half is absolutely glued to the screen because Joshua Morrow is acting his face off right now. Let's just break down that horrific scene where Nick collapses. He literally falls to the ground, completely unable to speak, writhing in pain from another massive overdose. And he doesn't just do it in some dark alleyway. No, he does it right in front of Victor, Sharon, Noah, and Sienna. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself, but can we just pause and do a deep dive into the absolute psychotic behavior of Sienna Beall for a second? Because I am not letting this go. This girl has been lurking in the shadows, pretending to be just another face in the crowd, while secretly acting as a fanatical, violently loyal follower of Matt Clark. We know she stalked Phyllis to that basement. We know she brutally attacked Phyllis to rescue Matt. But the fact that she is the literal dealer who has been slipping Nick this poison, and now she has the absolute nerve to stand in the same room as his family while he overdoses, it is a level of sickness that I can barely comprehend. I want Victor to find out exactly who she is and what she's done. Can you imagine the wrath of Victor Newman coming down on Sienna? Because I am praying for it. She is standing there, probably calculating her next move, while Sharon is screaming for help and Noah is paralyzed with fear. It is disgusting, and I hate her so much, which means the writers are doing a fantastic job making me despise the villain. But back to Nick. Seeing him hit the floor like that, gasping, unable to form words, it was terrifying. You hear people say that an addict has to hit rock bottom before they can finally get clean and accept help. But dear Lord, how much lower can Nick go? He already crashed his car into a cliff in Vegas because of the drugs Matt Clark poisoned him with. He already suffered potential brain damage. And now this? I am so terrified that this isn't even his rock bottom yet. Remember when they tried this kind of heavy addiction storyline with Nikki's alcoholism? Yeah, it took her years to finally get a grip, and she still struggles. I am dreading the idea that Nick is going to be stuck in this cycle for months, but at the same time, I am kind of here for the gritty realism of it. It's raw. It's ugly. It's exactly what a soap opera should be when they tackle a serious issue. And can we talk about Victor's face during all of this? The Victor Newman, the man who controls everything and everyone in Genoa City, completely powerless as he watches his golden boy son collapse in a heap of drug-induced agony. You could see the sheer terror and the absolute rage battling it out in Victor's eyes. I know some people are loving this vulnerable side of Victor, but personally, it breaks my heart Victor's used to fixing things with money and threats. He's currently weighing a $2 million extortion demand from Patty Williams just to find Matt Clark. But all the money in the world can't magically cure Nick's addiction. And Sharon, oh my God, Sharon's reaction destroyed me. She has loved this man for decades. They share children, they share a history that is deeper than the ocean, and she has to stand there and watch the father of her children dying in front of her. Noah, too. Noah just physically fought Matt Clark to defend his family, and now he has to see his dad like this. It's too much trauma for one family. Okay, back to the point, because if I keep talking about Nick, I am going to start crying again. We need to talk about Nikki, because while Nick is collapsing, Nikki is at the GCAC with Victoria, and things are not looking good. Nikki is complaining about this severe, persistent headache that just will not go away. Now, normally on a soap, a headache is just an excuse to get out of a conversation, but this is Y&R. A headache is never just a headache. I am officially sounding the alarm, people. Is her Ms. flaring up, or is it something worse? We know she has multiple sclerosis, and stress is a massive trigger for MS flare-ups. And what is more stressful than your son becoming a drug addict, crashing his car, and nearly dying multiple times in the span of a few weeks? Victoria was looking at her mother with this expression of pure, unadulterated dread. And honestly, same Victoria, same. I kind of feel bad for Victoria right now, which is rare, because she usually annoys the heck out of me with her corporate robot routine. But seeing her genuinely terrified for her mother's health while also trying to manage the Nick situation, it's a lot. If Nikki ends up in the hospital with a massive neurological event because of the stress Nick and Victor are putting her through, I am going to lose my mind. I mean, hasn't Nikki suffered enough? Between the kidnappings, the drinking, the Diane drama, give the woman a break. But no, the writers are clearly setting up a massive medical crisis for her, and I am absolutely dreading it. I just know we are going to get hospital bedside scenes that will tear our hearts out. So we have Nick overdosing, Nikki potentially having a massive health crisis, and you'd think that would be enough drama for 1 week, right? Wrong. Because suddenly, out of absolutely nowhere, Diane Jenkins Abbott has completely vanished. Just poof, gone, without a single trace from the Abbott mansion. I'm sorry, but what? How does a grown woman, the wife of Jack Abbott, just disappear from one of the most secure, high-profile estates in Genoa City? Kyle is in an absolute state of panic, and I don't blame him. He realizes his mother hasn't been home, hasn't been to work at Jabot in days, and he is losing his mind. And Jack is terrified that something horrible has happened to her. But let's pivot back to Jack Abbott for a minute, because I have a bone to pick with him. Jack is running around the Abbott mansion, wringing his hands, looking all distressed because Diane is missing. But let's be entirely honest here. Jack brought this on himself. He has been acting so high and mighty for years, judging everyone else's mistakes. But what does he do? He sleeps with Patty Williams on a boat. And then when Diane is already reeling from that ultimate betrayal, she catches him in a compromising situation with Nikki Newman. Jack is a hypocrite of the highest order. He pushed Diane to the absolute brink. Diane has spent the last few years trying so hard to prove that she is a changed woman, that she isn't the manipulative schemer she used to be. She built a life with Jack. She reconnected with Kyle, and Jack just threw it all away because he couldn't keep his ego in check and wanted to play dangerous games with Patty to get back at Victor. So while Jack is panicking, part of me is saying, good, you deserve to sweat, Jack. If Diane really did just pack a bag and leave to teach him a lesson, I will applaud her. Because that is a very classic Diane Jenkins move. Remember when she literally faked her own death for years? Yeah, didn't work out so well for everyone else's trauma. But she did it. But then there is the other, much darker possibility. What if she didn't leave on her own? What if someone took her? My mind immediately goes to Patty Williams. Patty is completely unhinged right now. She was rejected by Matt Clark. She's extorting Victor for $2 million, and she is obsessed with Jack. What if Patty kidnapped Diane to get her out of the way so she could have Jack all to herself? It makes perfect sense. Patty has a history of doing crazy, violent things when she feels abandoned or jealous. Or, wait, what if Victor did it? Victor told Diane he would help her get revenge on Jack, but what if Victor decided Diane was a liability and had his security team sweep her away to an undisclosed location? I'm literally contradicting myself right now because I have so many theories and I can't decide which one I want to be true. If Diane left on her own, I'm going to be so mad at her for putting Kyle through this panic. Kyle loves his mother so much, and for her to just vanish and let him think she's dead or hurt is incredibly selfish. But if she was kidnapped by Patty, oh, I am so here for that storyline. A Patty versus Diane showdown in some creepy, abandoned cabin. Sign me up immediately. Genoa City is an absolute mess right now, and I am living for every single second of it. We have the Newmans crumbling under the weight of addiction and mysterious illnesses, and the Abbotts falling apart over a missing matriarch. The stakes haven't been this high in years. I know some people are complaining that it's too dark, but personally, this is the soapy goodness I signed up for. I need to know if Nick is going to survive this overdose. I need to know if Nikki's MS is back, and I desperately need to know where Diane is hiding. What do you guys think? Let me know, because I need to talk to people who actually understand this obsession